you ever thought about how to thrive and stay joyful as you grow older? At 70, many of us face the challenge of maintaining both health and happiness while adapting to the realities of independence. In this article, we'll explore 6 essential habits that Mrs. Lu, a lively and independent 70-year-old, has found crucial for living a fulfilling and healthy life in her golden years. These practical tips, from the importance of quality sleep and regular medical checkups to cultivating a positive mindset and managing finances wisely, are designed to guide you toward a more joyful and resilient retirement. Stick with us to discover how you can apply these habits to enhance your life with vitality, satisfaction, and well-being. Before we dive in, I'd like to invite you to show your support for this content by liking this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you can stay up to date with all our future videos on aging gracefully and living well. If you find this video helpful, please comment with 1. And if you think I can improve, comment 0 to help me create even better content for you. Now, let's get started. After 70, finding health and happiness in old age. After reaching the age of 70, many people may assume they need to depend on their children for support, but Mrs. Lu has taken a different approach. Living independently and enjoying life without relying on her children, she remains cheerful and content. She has embraced 6 key practices that she believes are essential for staying healthy and happy in old age. Having observed both her peers and her personal experience, Mrs. Lu has identified these habits as the foundation of a long, fulfilling life. Everyone hopes for a peaceful and joyful old age with both good health and a clear mind. To achieve that, Mrs. Lu believes in adopting habits that nourish both the body and soul. Her life is proof that growing older doesn't have to mean sacrificing independence or happiness. Despite her children wanting her to live with them, Mrs. Lu has decided to stay on her own because she feels healthy enough to take care of herself, which has allowed her to avoid potential conflicts and maintain her autonomy. Here are the 6 essential habits Mrs. Lu has followed to ensure a healthier and happier old age at 70. 1. Prioritize quality sleep. One of the most critical factors in staying healthy as we age is getting enough quality sleep. Sleep is essential for the body to recover both physically and mentally. Without adequate rest, elderly individuals are at risk of experiencing memory issues, impaired concentration, and weakened immune function, which can lead to various health problems. As people age, their sleep patterns often change, and the duration and quality of sleep may decrease. Many older adults find themselves waking up in the middle of the night or after just a few hours, leaving them feeling exhausted during the day. This is often due to sleep deprivation, which can have serious consequences on overall health. To ensure restful sleep, it's important to create an optimal sleep environment. This includes having a quiet, dark, and moderately warm bedroom that promotes relaxation. Additionally, elderly individuals should avoid stimulants like coffee, tea, or alcohol before bedtime to help them fall asleep more easily. 2. Make regular health checkups a priority. As we grow older, our bodies are more prone to developing minor ailments, which, if ignored, can escalate into more serious health conditions. This is why regular health checkups are essential for catching potential issues early and preventing them from worsening. Routine medical examinations allow doctors to monitor blood sugar levels, blood pressure, and other vital health indicators, helping you maintain better control over your overall well-being. While health checkups are often associated with older adults, it's important to note that people of all ages should prioritize annual health assessments. Regular checkups provide valuable insights into your health status, enabling you to take preventative measures and receive timely treatments to improve your quality of life. Early detection of illnesses or conditions can often mean more effective treatment and a better prognosis. 3. Engage in regular, moderate exercise. Exercise is another key component of aging gracefully. Staying physically active is essential for maintaining good health, especially for older adults. Regular exercise helps to strengthen muscles and bones, improve circulation, and keep both the heart and brain functioning well. Movement and physical activity can also enhance mood and increase energy levels. However, many individuals over the age of 70 may feel their strength diminishing and become less motivated to move. Some may even prefer spending their days sitting on the couch watching television, but this sedentary lifestyle can negatively affect both physical and mental health. To avoid this, older adults should aim to spend more time outdoors, enjoying fresh air and sunlight. Light exercises such as walking, stretching, or gentle yoga can help maintain flexibility and boost immunity. It's important that exercise is adapted to individual fitness levels, with a focus on movements that are easy on the joints and muscles. Even a daily walk can make a big difference in overall health. 4. Cultivate a positive attitude. Having an optimistic attitude is crucial for staying healthy and vibrant as we age. Maintaining a positive mindset can help people cope better with external pressures and reduce the risks of developing mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Studies have shown that optimism and happiness can even contribute to a longer lifespan. Mrs. Liu emphasizes the importance of regulating emotions and staying calm, no matter the challenges life may bring. Complaining about small things or dwelling on negative experiences only leads to stress, which can weaken the immune system and harm physical health. Instead, elderly individuals should focus on finding joy in the present moment, interacting with optimistic people, and avoiding stressful environments as much as possible. By nurturing emotional well-being, older adults can enjoy a greater sense of peace and happiness. 5. Manage finances wisely and be cautious of scams. As people grow older, they may become more vulnerable to financial exploitation. In recent years, scammers have increasingly targeted elderly individuals, often attempting to sell them fake or unnecessary health supplements or other fraudulent products. These scams can not only waste money, but also pose serious health risks. Mrs. Liu advises older adults to be vigilant with their spending and avoid being tempted by offers that seem too good to be true. It's essential to manage finances wisely and invest in things that truly contribute to well-being. Being mindful of money can help reduce stress and ensure that resources are available for healthcare, leisure, or unexpected emergencies. 6. Build meaningful friendships and social connections. Finally, it's important to nurture strong relationships and cultivate meaningful social connections in old age. While some people may focus on having a large number of friends, Mrs. Liu believes that quality is far more important than quantity. At 70, it's better to have a small group of trusted friends who offer emotional support and companionship. Social interaction can greatly reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation, which are common challenges in older age. Getting involved in community activities, volunteering, or joining clubs can help build connections with others who share similar interests. Meaningful friendships can enrich life, boost happiness, and contribute to a greater sense of purpose. Number 5. Manage your finances wisely and be cautious of scams. As people age, they often become more vulnerable to deceptive practices, particularly from unscrupulous businesses. In recent years, many elderly individuals have fallen victim to scams, often involving false claims about miracle health supplements or other must-have products that are either ineffective or harmful. Sadly, some older adults do not realize they are being taken advantage of. They might buy into the promises of quick fixes for health issues, only to be disappointed or worse, harmed by side effects. it's essential for older adults to be vigilant and manage their finances with care. Spending money on products that promise unrealistic results, particularly when it comes to health, is not only wasteful, but can be dangerous. Many of these supplements have little to no proven health benefits and can even lead to adverse side effects, wasting both time and financial resources. Elderly individuals should focus on spending their money wisely, prioritizing essential needs such as healthcare, maintaining their home, or setting aside funds for future care. It's always a good idea to consult with a healthcare professional before purchasing any supplements or treatments to ensure they are both safe and effective. Financial literacy and caution are key to avoiding unnecessary expenses and scams that prey on the vulnerabilities of aging individuals. Number 6. Cultivate meaningful relationships. As we age, the quality of our friendships becomes more important than the quantity. In youth, many people focus on building wide social networks, but as you reach the age of 70, it becomes more meaningful to have deep, supportive relationships with a few close friends. These are the people you can rely on in times of need, those who will support you emotionally and provide comfort during challenging moments. Maintaining social connections is essential for mental health and emotional well-being, as loneliness can become a significant issue for older adults. Participating in community activities, joining clubs, or even volunteering can help you meet like-minded individuals and form meaningful bonds. Engaging with others who share your interests and values can greatly enrich your life, providing a sense of purpose and belonging. Social interaction also helps reduce the feelings of isolation that many elderly individuals face, keeping you mentally and emotionally vibrant. Turning 70 can be seen as the start of a new chapter in life. It's important to focus on self-reliance and not place too much hope or expectation on others, particularly on children. As people age, they may reflect on the cultural notion of more children, more blessings, which suggests that having many children will guarantee support in old age. However, reality often proves this idea to be flawed. Children grow up and lead busy lives, and they may not always be able to provide the level of care that aging parents expect. Mrs. Liu, like many others, came to realize that it's better to rely on yourself, both emotionally and financially. Prolonged illness or disability can place a significant burden on loved ones, and it's unfair to expect them to carry that weight indefinitely. Instead, preparing for your own future care, both physically and financially, allows you to maintain some control over your life, even when health declines. Having savings can ease the financial burden on your children and provide options, such as the ability to pay for professional care or move into a comfortable nursing home if necessary. At 70, Mrs. Liu reflects on the hopes and dreams she had when she was younger. Many of them, she realized, were unrealistic or simply illusions. For instance, the expectation that children will take turns caring for elderly parents is not always practical. Mrs. Liu recalls how her own grandmother, who had 7 children, ended up living alone for many years after her husband passed away. When her health eventually declined, the burden of her care fell to her children. But due to their own family obligations and health issues, they struggled to manage her needs. This experience taught Mrs. Liu that even with many children, circumstances can prevent them from providing the level of care that elderly parents might hope for. Each child has different responsibilities, abilities, and personalities, and not all of them will be equally able or willing to take on the role of caregiver. Therefore, it's important to let go of the illusion that your children will always be there to meet all your needs, and instead, plan for a life where you can rely on yourself. As people enter their later years, many consider remarriage for companionship. While it can be comforting to have a partner, it's important to approach remarriage with practical considerations in mind. As you grow older, romance alone is not enough to sustain a relationship, especially when physical strength and financial resources start to diminish. Finding a partner who has both emotional compatibility and the means to contribute to a shared life is key. Unfortunately, remarrying later in life can also introduce complications. If your new spouse has children from a previous marriage, or if both of you are struggling financially, the relationship may face additional stress. Furthermore, at an advanced age, it's harder to support each other physically and financially, making life together more difficult if proper planning is not in place. Older adults also need to be cautious of fraud or exploitation, especially when dealing with financial matters in a new relationship. Diminished mental acuity makes the elderly more vulnerable to scams, so protecting your assets and maintaining financial independence should always be a priority. There is often a lot of emphasis placed on owning property, but as you age, the importance of having a house starts to diminish. While home ownership provides security and stability in younger years, at 70, you might begin to question whether owning a house is still beneficial. After all, you can't take it with you when you die, and deciding who will inherit it can create tension among your children. If you do have a house, dividing it among your children might cause conflicts, and the one who inherits it may not even want the responsibility of caring for you. They might choose to place you in a nursing home instead, leaving the house as a burden rather than a blessing. Thus, Mrs. Liu believes that while owning property is fine if you can afford it, renting is also a perfectly valid option in old age. Living a long life does not necessarily equate to living a happy life, especially if prolonged illness or poor health accompanies it. As we age, the focus should shift from extending life at any cost to ensuring a good quality of life. Mrs. Liu notes that living an extra few years while confined to a wheelchair or bedridden is not always a blessing. In fact, it can add to the emotional and financial burden on your loved ones. Children, no matter how devoted, may eventually find it difficult to provide constant care for an aging parent. Over time, even the most attentive children can grow weary, and their financial resources may become stretched. It's important to recognize these limits and plan accordingly. Living well, even if for a shorter time, can be more fulfilling than dragging out life under painful or debilitating circumstances. Many elderly people dream of returning to their childhood homes or rural areas where they spent their youth. The idyllic vision of raising chickens, chatting with old neighbors, and enjoying a peaceful countryside life can be appealing. However, the reality of returning to rural areas after many years away can be more challenging than expected. Living in the countryside often comes with logistical problems, such as limited transportation options and poor access to healthcare or emergency services. The cost of maintaining an old house, dealing with pests, and the labor involved in farming can quickly become overwhelming. What might seem like a pleasant idea for a few days can become tiring or impractical over a longer period. Customs and communities change over time, and the once familiar environment may no longer offer the same comfort. Instead of holding on to the past, it's better to focus on the present. Cherish the people in your life now and maintain strong relationships with those who care about you. While nostalgia can be powerful, it's important to recognize when it's time to let go of the past and focus on building a peaceful and fulfilling life in the present.